and there's a realism there. And it seems like with all characters you've done and your character on 4400, there's a realism that comes through. And I don't know if you try to write that way, forget about the sci-fi world entirely, just focus on a personal story.
I think it's actually even more important in the sci-fi world because you're asking people to accept all of these, wild and crazy, things. And so I think that actually grounding the characters in some kind of reality and making them seem like real people and, kicking back and having a beer and things like that, I think is actually even more important when you're asking the audience to stretch their disbelief. You want to give them characters that can kind of take them to that weird place and that you still believe them as people.
Although it's funny, when I was filming a scene and I had to watch a couple of people disappear in front of my eyes, and the director's like, well, you've seen this before, you're used to this. So I had to really not be me going, oh my goodness, they just disappeared. He's like, no, too big. No, you're used to this. You've seen people disappear before. This is your world. It's possible. So I was like, okay, so I won't be so surprised. He's like, no. Be cool.
I've had that too, where the phone would ring. I was guesting on some show, and he says, you get a terrible shock about it. So I turn around and go, like, he goes, no, listen, it's not the demon baby. It's just a phone call, relax. You get used to playing up ludicrous situations.
Yeah, we always want to be massive, and they have to pull us back, generally.
I'm curious what comments you get, especially from female fans, if there are, letters you get or fans who just say, thanks for being there, for doing a real portrayal or getting stories out there that we like to see. Do you get a lot of female fan feedback?
I actually haven't gotten a lot of specific response from female fans. When I was on Voyager, I got a lot of stuff from Trek fans.
Really? They write in, do they?
Believe it or not.
I make a note.
I get a lot of female mail. You want to run off to Vermont and get married? I told you before.
Never heard it for something to do on a Friday night, I'm sure. But do you hear from anybody? I know you're still sort of new on the 44.
I am relatively new. I actually had fans before I was even on air, which scared me. But they've been both male and female.
My female fans just appreciate that a different life is being shown on television and that they can relate to that and that it's good to stand out. It's not a bad thing to not be like everybody else, but it's actually really a strength. And so I get a lot of those letters from a lot of women and little girls, and that makes me feel pretty good.
That's right. And in a couple minutes, we're going to take your questions. So we just have a couple more questions up here.